Good morning. I'm talking about the reading that we had for the last week. It's about a proposal to American unions. The reading explains how the unions are losing enrollment and they're losing power, and it's been stated throughout history that unification, you stand, divided you fall, and the unions are falling in America. They're becoming ancient or becoming extinct. In other words, what they came up was this conclusion called open source unionism, OSU, which is a great idea. Which they represent individuals. What they would do is they go out and they would advertise what they do. They represent each employer. They won't go to war with employers. In other words, they would just represent them. So they raise their ranks, because they're becoming extinct. Unions are going to be something of the past if they continue down this road. This way, they could keep membership and monetarily, because everything is backed by money, no matter what type of entity you belong to. What needs to be done is a little more study into this, so they can become more more active in their participation in the way they recruit new members. And by saying this is that there's 90% of the employers in the United States are without membership to any type of union, no representation at all. What this would do would give representation to each employer in case they have any type of issue or problems at work. They could turn around and discuss it. And by saying this is that we need this no matter what the changes are. A lot of job descriptions have changed over the century, where we were more of a labor union or labor country. In other words, we were producing things. Now we're more of sales and technological and information, office, managerial, and all that stuff, where they still need representation with these corporations that are undermining government laws, and they're the ones that are supporting certain candidates in office, either local or state or federal, which they're trying to diminish the labor laws, or they're not enforcing them, because these corporations have such a large influence because of their monetary contribution to these candidates. So the unions did the same in the 30s and 40s and 50s, until they started dwindling after Ronald Reagan came into office, where he started disbanding a lot of these unions and taking their powers away and deregulating a lot of stuff. There's issues that they need to cover these bases, because American workers are being exploited. Their corporations are asking their employees to put in more hours for less pay, because you're under a salary. They're not compensating you for the time that you're contributing to your job. They're exploiting us, in other words, where you need some kind of representation. So this source of open source unionism, what they do is they would give you information on the union. They would you would contract them to be your representative for certain things. They don't go in and bargain for you. They don't go in as collective bargaining or anything like that. What they would do is, if you have any legal issues, they will represent you in the time of need. They would advise you. They will provide other types of services like training, information, education, all that stuff, which is great, because the American labor, no matter what type of labor you do, from anywhere from car mechanic to office aide or manager in a business or sales, you need representation. So there is some sort of backing to you, where you're not the only one coming against this this corporation that they have attorneys. They represent them and they know these legal laws of labor. So it's a great idea. It's just no one has actually taken hold of it and pushed for it. So they need to do that. So that's one of the things from the reading, that we need unions back up. That 90% of the market is without representation, and they want it. They want some sort of backing, and these unions aren't coming to help. So they need to get on the ball and start helping.